This is gonna be terrible. I already know it. What's up, camera? Welcome back to the channel. This, of course, is it's not actually another manga haul video. It's forced to happen. I apologize. I haven't been doing this for long, but that's like my immediate go-to when I try to do this intro. But today we're going to be doing something a bit different from what I normally do. And if you haven't watched it, I'll put it like, if I can do the little circle icon up here, the last video I did, which was the mini manga haul for December, as well as the manga collection for 2020 video. If you didn't see it, I wouldn't blame you. It is an hour and 20 minutes long, but if you could go check it out. My throat was really sore after doing that, and that would be really cool if you check that out. But the main point that actually like ties into this video, several times throughout the video I mentioned the idea of doing anime reactions. I watch a few, not very many, just like a few anime reactors across YouTube, and so I've always kind of been interested in the idea. But now that I've actually started doing like manga haul videos on YouTube pretty consistently every month, I figure now it's kind of like my chance to give it a try, basically. I'm not doing Bleach, obviously. If you've seen the title and the thumbnail, I'm doing a different long-running Shonen series that actually is coming to an end. I think already has, or it soon will be, called Gintama. It's getting its final movie recently, and it's always been something that's on my radar because it's a pretty popular series. I don't actually... It's very consistently like really high on MAL ratings. And it's very popular, obviously, to be going on for this long. And something that surprised me is despite having like 300 plus episodes and like 3 movies, including the final one, is that it has surprisingly low fillers, only like 22 filler episodes, which is crazy. And from what I've heard, they're actually pretty good. But today we're going to be doing episode 3, maybe episode 4. I don't know how much time I actually have to do this, but I can most definitely get episode 3 done. But if you already know Gintama, which if you're watching this video, you probably have already seen all of Gintama. The first 2 episodes are like anime-only filler to celebrate the manga getting an anime adaptation. And apparently there's some stuff that you would only really understand if you're familiar with the manga, which I'm not. This is my first experience with Gintama, is watching this anime. And so I'll probably watch it later on, maybe on my own time, maybe for the channel. But for right now, I'm just going to start with episode 3. And so I'm looking, I've already been going for a few minutes now, so I don't want to take up too much time. So we're just gonna start with this. Well, that was episode 3. That sounded so weird to say out loud, but that was episode 3. I just said on the screen, oh no, I forgot the Jump goes on sale today. But that was a really interesting first episode because we skipped the first 2 episodes, but this episode was basically just like complete introduction, so not much story wise happened outside of introducing the main like quirk, I guess you could say, of our main character. I wouldn't even say there was much of what might have been Shinpachi's like main like identifiable character trait, other than he was a previous samurai guy before. I don't know why samurai guy was funny to me, before these sort of aliens showed up, and now he's going to be hanging out with Gintoki because, you know, he's the main character, and the main character has to have a big group of friends to hang out with, you know? But Gintoki's definitely very interesting. I can see why he's a pretty popular character. I don't watch Nextaku's videos very often, but he very much really likes the character Gintoki, and I believe his avatar was based on it, on the design for Gintoki. So I'm pretty excited to see more. I have like a kind of like, I don't have an inkling of what's going to happen in the story, but I can see there's going to be a lot more serious things with this character as the series go on, which is going to be awesome because so far he's been really entertaining to watch. Like this whole episode has been really funny. And I'm curious because there are other comedy series that I really like that also get like really serious, like Kaguya-sama Love is War, for example. So I'm curious what kind of serious moments we might get with Gintoki, specifically because he's the character I'm most interested in right now. I think I mentioned it earlier, but I've seen OP13 for the series. I can't remember what the name of the song is, but it was written and performed by Spy Air. And in that we see that at this point there's definitely going to be like at least by then there'll be some serious stuff in regards to Gintoki and in this sort of arc. From what I've read, I think For the most part, it's episodic, like I said, but then there will be like stretches of episodes that are in one like revolving or overarching story for that arc. And it looks like in that arc, with the 13th opening, is going to be some more serious stuff. I think I saw a shot of like a younger Gintoki reaching out to somebody. It's all really mysterious and really interesting. So I'm definitely, for the time being, definitely want to check out more of this because it's really interesting. I don't remember where I've put it now, but I should definitely keep my phone out of my field of view, you know, I have to say, out of sight, out of mind. But let me just go through the first episode, technically third episode, see if there's anything specifically else that I want to mention while I'm still recording. Yeah, I really like this shot in particular was pretty interesting. The whole, you know, the traditional Japanese buildings. There's even one tall over there, but then you got all these like, you know, CG spaceships around, and you can see the more modernized city in the background. And that's a really interesting thing. It's basically like I'm gonna keep saying it. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but Edo period, you know, clothing, weaponry, buildings, and you know, obviously Shinpachi with his sort of a samurai mindset. Him originally being raised as a samurai by a samurai father in a dojo. I wonder if there's gonna be much more jokes with like that culture clash. It'll probably die down as the series goes on because they'll obviously have been living in this sort of weird, you know, world that's come together with all these different cultures. But I just wonder how many more culture clash, culture shock jokes there's going to be while the series goes on. I'm sure some of these character designs are references to other series, potentially. I just don't notice them. The only thing I can think of is Komamura from Bleach, because the wolf head, though I could be entirely wrong about that. Swaggering, nice. I feel like this guy is probably a reference to something. I could not tell you what, but I feel like since they put a lot of emphasis on it, it could be entirely original, but it gives me like vibes of like, you know, like Power Rangers or like Sentai things, like the villains, essentially, like those generic gray looking foot soldiers. There's obviously a lot of slapstick humor. That'll probably keep going on as the series continues, which I'm perfectly fine with. That's pretty cool. I kind of want to go back. I want to go back real quick because I was kind of half distracted, so I don't remember exactly what these cheetah guys said. Whenever I see a samurai, I feel kind of sorry for them. Oh, so he's just being like an asshole. So as we lost an irritable friend. Jesus. Yeah. Damn. Massive assholes. So I don't know. It'll probably never get brought up again, which I'm perfectly fine with because it really doesn't matter. But this is international incident. Okay, that part might get brought up later on. That Gintoki caused an international incident here by maybe killing this dude, the ambassador. Did he kill him? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'd be totally down if that's what happened. But I need to go back for a second. What does his sword say on it? I don't know if they put up anything translating it, or if I'm just missing it. Yeah, they don't have any translation for what's written on it, at least from what I saw. I probably won't look it up for the time being, just because who knows what, if it's like some kind of spoiler or something. This is probably, I mean, I think it works for comedy, just like him looking like weird, but I think that's probably, at least in my opinion, like the worst design. I love Gintoki's face in this shot, because it's pretty just like, it just looks like a goblin. He's just a goblin creature. Really kind of boring in my opinion. Safety first. That's something I should remember. Gintoki's motto is safety first. I mean, this is also pretty like generic, like I wouldn't call it lazy per se, but pretty like boring in terms of design, because it's just like, it's almost like Sasquatch, you know? I think I've pretty much said everything I wanted to say about this first episode. It's so weird to call it the first episode when it's not, but this has so far been really entertaining. So I'm pretty excited to see the next episode. I don't know if I actually have any time to do that right now, but I mean, you won't even be able to tell because you'll be seeing it right after this. What's up, camera? I'm back, as I figured when I earlier in the video when I said I wouldn't have enough time to record the episode 4. I didn't have enough time, but now that we're a day later, I have enough time to do it. so I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm just going to get into it. And another interesting fact I heard online while I was researching this show is that apparently it has 22 fillers, which is like really low compared to other long-running shonen series like Bleach, Naruto, Boruto, One Piece, all those shows, all those other long-running shonen shows. But despite them being filler, apparently they're actually really good and worth watching, according to a lot of people on the internet. And it's just like the first 2 episodes you should skip if it's your first time watching it, and watch it later on, because there are like characters in it that don't appear until later on in the series, because it's for people who read the manga. So scrolling through here, so Yotose Snack House, and then Gintoki's Odd Jobs Place. It's above that, which I wonder if there's gonna be any backstory about Gintoki and the landlord lady, because I don't know if that's just like how landlords be, but she seems like very comfortable. Like they seem very comfortable around each other, I could guess. And I'm curious to see if we'll see the origins of setting up the shop here. It won't be necessary. I'm just like, curious. I wonder if that'll be like a thing that ever happens. I don't think we learned her name. I think we can assume that it's, Otose, based on the name of the house. But other than that, I don't think they actually, it was never like her name was spoken. So I'm curious about that. You naturally wavy-haired oaf. Because I don't know if this will ever get brought up, this whole gang conflict thing will ever get brought up again. But I'm just curious to see what the conflict actually was. Doesn't look like it's very specific. Up until they start making fun of each other's haircuts, it's really you've been making some moves, and I'd rather that you not do that. And he's like, yeah, I'm making some moves. What about it? And that sort of thing. So I assume they kept it nondescript on purpose, because when it comes down to it, it really doesn't matter. These are gangs that are doing illegal things, and that's again with the cops, which I think that's the same cop as episode 3, but. Yeah, we have scenes meeting Kagura, getting into some sort of fights with her. Let's see, what else do we have here? Where's the part where she mentioned that she's not from here? So I can't remember exactly what she said. She said she wasn't from this planet, I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure it was confirmed, because she's the Yato clan that goes around to different planets killing people on it or whatever. Something I've noticed, and maybe it's just because it's 2006 and they're saving it for later on, but the animation is kind of lackluster. I don't want to be too harsh, because it's still really enjoyable and it serves its purpose. But for the most part, maybe it's because it's episode 3 and 4, but usually when you start a series, you try to put a lot of really high quality animation on the first episode to really get people's attention, the first 3 or something, to really get people's attention to keep watching throughout the rest of the series. And then for the middle episodes, it's usually average to above average, to save on budget for that really big climactic thing at the end of the season. Maybe there will be some big animation moments throughout the middle, depending on how long it is, or depending on how story important it is. But at the beginning, at least in these 2 episodes that I've seen, 3 and 4, there hasn't been super good animation. And it's at least from what I'm watching, there hasn't been anything that's been particularly impressive. For the most part, and especially, I guess it can be exemplified by the montage of Shinpachi and Kagura and Gintoki doing their things. It's just still shots with some camera movements, which is just having those with the voices and the sound and the music, it gets the message of comedy across. And obviously I think it's really funny, but I'm sure there are ways they could have done it to improve upon it, because outside of the voices and music and whatnot, this joke, I don't think those enhanced it enough for it to be funnier than it probably was in the manga. But I might just be speaking out of my ass because I haven't read the manga yet. But considering it went on for 77 volumes and got this long anime that completely adapted it, I mean, it was already doing something right. So maybe it'll improve as things go on. But certainly it does do its job so far of being funny. And I think you don't need huge animation to do that. It would kind of be nice, though, because I think one of my favorite comedies in terms of anime comedies would be those that take the extra step to enhance jokes with animation. The best example I can think of in recent times being Kaguya-sama Love is War. It's got a lot of great like presentation. Presentation is like really key, because in the manga, those same jokes would be like lots of text, and by having it like over animated to give it more of a flair, it makes it even funnier. While I do enjoy manga, being able to set your own pace while you're reading it, having the pace set for you by anime can sometimes really work by having pauses. Something that I learned in a public speech class that I took is that learning when to pause, if like effectively, can help enhance your point. By pausing for a little bit, you can gather your thoughts some more and also add emphasis to some of the points you're making. But that's really just like my 2 cents. I've been going on a tangent. Oh man, so that like the halfway point, yeah, that was 18 minutes in. Then they had this thing. There's some things I want to look up. Sake chasuke. Popular traditional Japanese dish. Green tea over rice with savory toppings. That's, yeah, that really is not very different from what she was having, which was just rice in a flavor packet. But let me go look up a few other things before I stop this recording. Yeah, Rie Kugimiya. She also is the voice actress for Taiga and Tor. Oh, she also played some minor characters in Bleach. Nobody's like huge. But that is interesting to think about. Let me just scroll down. Yep, Gintama. Wait, who did she play in Rosario Vampire? Wait, really? Mizure? That's crazy. Oh, Juzo and Tokyo Ghoul as well, but yeah, I recognize her as Taiga from Toradora, because I rewatched that in December. And then Gintama. Hideaki Sorachi. So yeah, that was just like a little fun little thing. Hideaki Sorachi. Yeah, okay. That's cool. That's a fun little thing that they did. Is they include the voice actor and some like comedy bits at the halfway point. But so far, this is like nothing. I've barely even scratched the surface of the series. But so far, what I'm seeing, this is a really entertaining series. It's a lot of fun with some interesting characters. So definitely want to keep watching this. But it's going to be a long road ahead of me. But I'm so ready to take the challenge. Thank you all for watching this video. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. I don't remember what else I was going to say, but see ya.